back to Stanny Boy Reviews. I'm your host, Stanley. Thank you so much for taking the time to check out my channel and to talk about my favorite horror films. Guys, I don't think I mentioned it in my last video. Last week was my 1-year anniversary here at Stanny Boy Reviews. So not only is it a new year, but this is my 1-year anniversary. This is also my 50th video, so this is another huge milestone for me. That being said, today we are here to talk about a few of my favorite things. And those are Anya Taylor-Joy, the service industry, and food. Because I love to eat. That's right, bitches. We are talking about 2022's Mark Mylod directed The Menu. So go grab your favorite Cabernet, your fanciest tie, have a seat. I'm already seated, and let's go eat, baby. The Menu was written by Will Tracy and Seth Rice, based on an idea that Will Tracy had when he went out to a restaurant during his honeymoon. Must have been a really good experience. It was originally going to be directed by Election and Sideways director Alexander Payne, and it was going to star Academy Award winner Emma Stone, but both dropped out due to scheduling conflicts and would be replaced by Succession and Shameless episodic director Mark Mylod and Anya Taylor-Joy, who just happens to be one of my favorite actresses these days. Filming took place in the fall of 2021 in Savannah and the Jekyll Island Shore, both in Georgia. And fun fact, cinematographer Peter Deming was also the cinematographer for some of my favorite horror films, Evil Dead 2, Scream 2, 3, and 4, and David Lynch's Lost Highway, and also Drag Me to Hell, which is probably why this movie looks as good as it does. Oh, and Son-in-Law, which is a Thanksgiving favorite. It was filmed on a budget of 30 million, made about 74 million worldwide, so I guess you could say it did pretty good. It holds an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes, something I finally agree with as far as Rotten Tomatoes is concerned. It has a 3.7 on Letterboxd, and it received pretty positive reviews from critics. Oh, and it got nominated for 2 Golden Globes. It got nominated for Best Actor for Ralph Fiennes and Best Actress for Anya Taylor-Joy. Something I'm even surprised about considering the subject matter, but we love it when genre films get recognized by these kind of award shows.
And the Oscar goes to Jodie Foster, The Silence of the Lambs.
Even if they are being recognized in the Best Musical or Comedy category. Also, another fun fact, this movie was produced by Adam McKay and Will Ferrell, of all people. Anyway, I think that's enough production appetizers to whet your palate. So let's move on to the entrees. And yes, I am full of a lot of fun puns for this particular episode. Oh, would this be considered season 2 of Stanny Boy Reviews now that we're in a new year? Is that how this works? I don't know. Yeah, I guess this is season 2. Welcome to season 2 of Stanny Boy Reviews. That sounds really cool to say. Anyway, moving on. The Menu is about a group of mostly awful rich people who get on a boat and jet off to a private island so they can experience a fine dining meal at an exclusive restaurant called Hawthorne.
We'll endeavor to make your evening as pleasant as possible.
The head chef is Julian, a renowned, mysterious man played by Ralph Fiennes. Along for the meal, we have an ensemble cast. We're mostly interested / concerned about Margot, played by Anya Taylor-Joy, and her date, Tyler, played by Nicholas Hoult. It's clear from the beginning that Margot is not supposed to be there, and the entire staff and the chef know this.
Who are you?
And are not pleased, and we'll find out about that later.
I have to know if you're with us or with them.
But the night must go on. All the guests are shown the ropes of the island.
We gel.
And the dinner begins. Each course is presented with a strange introduction and a monologue to go along with it, and we find out just why each guest was invited to this particular feast.
It's not good.
The night grows increasingly uncomfortable. Something really terrible happens, which I will not reveal to you. Although all hell breaks loose, and this isn't spoiling anything, but the chef makes it known that nobody is going to make it off of this island alive. Everybody is going to die tonight. That's when all the fun starts. I want to point out that The Menu is not really a horror film. It's a comedy. It has horror elements to it. It's got a delicious mixture of dark humor, so much so that I would actually call this a dark comedy more than a horror film. But it still fits to be reviewed because I related to this on a multitude of levels. I've worked in the restaurant industry since I was 17 years old. I still serve people like this on a nightly basis. People like this exist. I found myself laughing out loud a lot, and I got a lot of the jokes. I hope that people, when they watch this, do the same. I hope they laugh, and I hope they get it, because this movie is actually really smart, and it's really funny. It was written with a top hat on, if that makes any sense.
It's okay.
No, we're gonna die tonight.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
And I really give the utmost props to the writers. They understood what it was that they were doing when they wrote this movie. And just when I thought that it was going to take really absurd directions, it pulled itself back and took itself really seriously, and I loved that about it. Now, the ensemble cast is probably the main reason to watch this movie. Are you kidding me? It's a who's who of main players here. You have Judith Light, you have Academy Award nominee Janet McTeer, Nicholas Hoult, you have Hong Chow, who just starred with Brendan Fraser in The Whale. I hope that she gets nominated for an Oscar for that film. She's the breakout here. She is the scene stealer. Your family. And of course, we have Anya Taylor-Joy, who has been the light of my life since 2016's The Witch. I just can't get enough of her, and obviously neither can Hollywood. You really love to hate these people, you hate to love them. While they could have just cast anybody in these roles, they cast these actors just perfectly. Ooh, so good. And yo, is Paul Adelstein hot, or is it just me? And hello, Ralph Fiennes. Ugh, like what else do I even have to say? He is royalty. You got Oscar Schindler as the head of this cast. I don't need to say anything else. His dry delivery is perfection. His quiet performance makes this movie what it is. So if you're not going to watch this movie for anything else, watch it for him, because this is his film. The ending is also one for the books. I found myself just doing this. Like, I wasn't sure if I was supposed to laugh, and I wasn't sure initially how to feel as the credits started rolling. Then I realized that that was the point.
What the hell is going on?
I was just, okay, of course this is how this movie is going to end. Would I have liked this to be more of a horror film? Yeah, but it wasn't, and it worked. It worked as is. There was still enough bloodshed to appease my sick-ass mind, and for as many characters that were in it, there was a lot of development for each individual person, and I liked all the relationships, and I wasn't mad when it was over. So on Stanny's Stab-O-Meter, I'm gonna give this 4 stabs. I really liked this film. There were a few script squabbles that I just didn't understand. I really would have loved a little bit more background on why Julian's staff was so devoted to him. I would have liked more on Hong Chau's character. Those tiny things aside, the menu was dark, it was twisted, it was funny, it was gross at times. It had a strong story, strong characters, and had all the right ingredients for a nasty, mean little movie that I would recommend to anybody. And it was an easy way to kill 106 minutes. It could have been 90 also. That's another thing. This movie could have been a little bit shorter, and it could have made its point. No movie needs to be almost 2 hours long unless you're Titanic. Oh wait, and the music. The music was so good. Colin Stetson also did the music for movies like Hereditary and the new but not so great Texas Chainsaw Massacre that came out last year on Netflix. He really nailed it with the music for this movie, and I can't wait to own this on vinyl, because whew. So what did you think, guys? Did you see the menu? Do you plan on seeing the menu? Let me know what you think in the comments. And I really mean it. You should watch it. This movie is a lot of fun. It's not what I expected, but sometimes that's okay. Sometimes you just have to go into a movie not knowing, and that's what this was for me. I definitely look forward to seeing what Mark Mylod does next. I hope he transitions more out of television and into more film. Anyway, guys, don't forget, I am on social media. I am on Instagram, I am on Twitter, and I am on, what is it? TikTok. So follow me, and do not forget to subscribe for more updates. I post weekly. If I don't, I have a very good reason, like nervous breakdowns. We all have them. Thank you again, guys, so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this 50th video. I'm doing things. I'll see you again soon. Ashley, Steven, thank you so much for this shirt. Bye.